I think every time you do something like a painting or whatever, you go with ideas, and sometimes the past can conjure those ideas and color them, even if they're new ideas. The past colors them. I was born in Missoula, Montana. Then my parents got a house in Sandpoint, Idaho, and I lived there for 2 years. So I remember Sandpoint, Idaho. Little Dickie Smith, my friend, he and I sat in a mud puddle under this tree. My mother dug a hole, or my dad did, that we could sit in the hot weather, and they'd fill it with, water from the hose, and we'd sit in this mud puddle. It was so beautiful, and you get to squeeze mud and sit with your friend under the shade of this tree. Forget it. And then they moved to Spokane, Washington. In those days, my world was very, very small. It extended up to this grocery store in one direction and down to a friend's house, which was like 2 houses down. And then the other direction down to my friend Bobby's house. Mostly we played outdoors all day, and we made our own guns, and we would play war. And I would draw rifles and pistols and airplanes and knives and things like that, because the war was still kind of freshly over, and somehow we all got into it. Because I was always drawing, my mother this is the greatest thing she did, one of the greatest things. She refused to ever have me have coloring books. She did not do that for my brother or my sister. Somehow, really a beautiful thing came to her that those would be restrictive and kill some kind of creativity. And she did not ever tell any off-color jokes. She was totally against any racism. She was religious but not preachy about it. She was what you'd call a very warm and good person, but she wasn't demonstrative. She wouldn't grab your cheeks and kiss you, not in a million years, but you knew that she loved you and wanted the best for you and expected you to live in a certain proper way. I never heard my parents argue ever about anything. They got along like Ike and Mike. Super happy household. You know, as I look back, I didn't think anything of it, but I had tremendous freedom. Nobody was overbearing. It was as if there was just a foundation of love, and off we went, you know, each in our own direction. One night, I kind of had the feeling it was in the fall, and it was pretty late. Usually, my father would go outside and yell, "John, David!" And that would bring us home. But this night, it must have been, I don't know, close to that time. It seemed to be pretty late. I don't know what we were doing, but from across Shoshone Avenue, out of the darkness comes this, kind of like a strangest dream, because I'd never seen an adult woman naked, and she had beautiful pale white skin, and she was completely